Hi guys, welcome to the Unspoken Collective. My name is Rebecca, and if you are new here, welcome. If you're coming here from our previous video of the part 1 of the self-love journey, welcome back. Now, if you're new to this channel, just a quick catch up on what we were speaking about. So in the first video, we went through establishing what self-love is. We went through the questions that you should ask yourself before you start your journey, and the 6 steps on beginning your journey. Now this part 2 is the actions to take on those steps. If you want to watch this video first and then go back to the part 1, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to watch part 1 first and then come back to this video, you can also do that. I will leave a link for that video in the description box below. Okay, so the first step was writing down the ugly truths, or how you actually feel about yourself. Now, this isn't a slamming match on yourself. This isn't to make you feel worse about yourself, or to feel as though, you know, you don't have anything going for you. This isn't to make you feel bad about yourself. What this is trying to do is to identify parts of yourself that maybe do need work. And honestly, if you want to progress with anything, you have to be honest about where you're starting from. So this is all we're doing. We're establishing our starting point. Now, I think it's a good idea to section that off. Body, you have the mind, you have the social, and you have the lifestyle. Now, body is primarily about body image. Again, we're not trying to make ourselves feel worse or feel bad at all about ourselves. It's just about establishing a starting point. The mind is how you perceive yourself, how you, what thoughts you have, how you speak to yourself. Are you the type of person that will put yourself down if you do something incorrectly, or are you the type that will positively say, oh, actually I could have done that better? So there's 2 ways that we can speak to ourselves. Which one is it? If you feel as though you don't speak to yourself, or you're not as kind to yourself, then that will go down in the mind section. Also, how you internalize, if you internalize other things, things that other people say. So if you feel as though people would say something and it's now become your thought, because sometimes we may not be aware until we really think about it. But I know in my case in particular, there were points in my life that I internalized thoughts about myself that were deflections from other people. So it's very important to establish, are these actually your thoughts, or do they come from somebody else? And that will go into the next action as well. Lifestyle. This is going to be your work, your hobbies, your responsibilities. Is there something in there that's causing a stress? Is there something that you feel as though could be improved? That will go into your lifestyle. And it's fair to be, you know, to be kind to yourself. You have to be honest, but be kind to yourself. If you feel as though you have a responsibility that you don't want, you have to be honest. Do you have a choice, or is it something that you have to do that you maybe not so keen on? So you want to note down your responsibilities, but you also have to be honest about, can you actually do anything about it, or can you make it better for yourself? And that's what we're looking for. If you can make it better, then note it down. The next one is social. So this is your friends, this is romantic relationships, this is work. This is, when I say work, this is your interactions with your colleagues. This one is very important as well, because it could be the type of friends that you have. Are they positive? Are they positively honest? Are they negatively honest? So sometimes people could be honest with you, but they're not saying it in a way to try and encourage you to do better. It's a way to put you down. So take note of that as well. and also romantic relationships. In your romantic relationships, do you feel as though it's positively affecting you? Is it helping you grow? That's another part of, you know, being honest about the relationship. Is there something that you could do better, or is there something that you could both do better in that relationship? Okay, so the second step is to find out how the people around you make you feel, and the action for that is to make a note. So this can be, you can write it down, or this can be a mental note of the people around you. And I've said in the first step, the first action, sorry, already about the social section. So this will interlink with that. How do the people around you make you feel? Are they positive? Are they negative? Do you feel as though they encourage you to grow? Do you encourage them to grow? Because a part of self-love is about giving as well. You have to give to receive, and you also have to give for the love of it. You know, self-love is, it starts with yourself, but then it also starts to expand into the people around you, and you find that you have a positive impact on people. If you feel good about yourself, you feel good about other people, and you're more open to positively, you know, giving words of affirmation or encouragement to people. And also, if you feel as though people aren't as positive with you, then that's when you would set your boundaries, which goes into the third step of setting your boundaries. Now, your boundaries can be in the workplace. You may find that someone's jokes are inappropriate, so you may want to distance yourself. Or you may feel as though you may be dating somebody and they call you at ridiculous hours, and that's not the kind of relationship you want. You want somebody who's going to call you at a particular time, or call you within certain hours so you can get on with other things that you want to do. And it's all about setting your boundaries on what you will and you will not tolerate. And that's very, very important, because by setting your boundaries, you're creating a safe space around you where you can feel comfortable in yourself, and you can feel comfortable in growing and comfortable in enjoying your journey. So it's all about setting boundaries and feeling, and they have to be realistic boundaries. You can't say, you know, nobody can talk to you if they don't have, they're not wearing certain clothes, or I mean, I'm being a bit, you know, it's a bit extravagant, that example, but it's just about setting boundaries, but they have to be realistic as well, but something that you know is going to protect you. So if you have any, for example, body image, and you feel as though people are going to negatively say something, or someone continuously makes jokes, you can politely say, I appreciate that you don't mean any harm, but I'd prefer if you didn't make jokes about my weight. And setting some of these boundaries is going to be hard, especially when you're dealing with so many different personalities. Some people may understand where you're coming from, some people may not. So you may find a little bit of backlash. But for the most part, I think if you put it in a way that people can see where you're coming from, shouldn't have any problems with that. But this is all about you feeling good about yourself. And it's not, you know, hiding in denial. It's just about protecting yourself while you grow. And there's no better investment than yourself, right? So money is an accessory. It's not a necessity, but it can help. It depends on what you want to invest in. But investing in things like your passions or hobbies, you may not have a passion. You may think, oh, well, you know, you're not really interested in cooking, you're not interested in dancing. It could be that you enjoy just sitting at home reading a book, which, you know, is pretty good actually. So if that's what you like, you can invest in books, and just spend time reading different genres, or even maybe taking up, you know, a writing course or practicing writing your own book. It's about investing in things that you find interesting and something that you feel as though you can almost lose yourself in, something you don't have to think about what's going on the outside. And those are the hobbies, and it's also a great way to find like-minded people as yourself. If you have a shared interest, it's definitely easier to have common ground with people and to build something up with new people. And sometimes having the right people around that have an interest can also help with appreciating ourselves, because we find other people that appreciate something that we hold dear to ourselves. So that's a great way of investing in you. My favorite part of investing is skincare, hair, and just working out and just being by myself. Yeah. I think investing in the foundations of you is a great way, because once you look good, you feel good. Skin is a great foundation. We have to look after our skin anyway, but investing in your skincare routine, investing in hair care, working out, these are all great ways of not only improving your outward appearance, but also it's the passion that you put into dedicating time to looking after yourself, to nourishing yourself, for you to feel good about you, is the foundation of self-love as well. Looking good and feeling good. The most important part is feeling good, but sometimes to feel good you have to look good. So that is a great way of investing time in yourself. Step 5 is listing all the things that you love about yourself and the action. You need to hype yourself up. And that's not to say that you have to, you know, you don't have to go crazy with it. But part of this journey is making sure that you have solid foundations, and you need to build on that. So you start here with your foundations, what you love about yourself, and the other things that you need to work on, you start to build them up, and you continue on your self journey, which is never ending, it's long lasting. So you need to make sure that you continue to appreciate what you do love about yourself, as well as working on the things that you feel as though you do want to work on. Step 6 is to take baby steps. The action, keep coming back to these points, keep coming back to things that you need to work on. You don't have to have it written down, it can be mental notes. But make sure that you keep reaffirming your boundaries. Make sure that you keep loving and, you know, hyping up the parts of you that you do love. Make sure that you keep looking for time to invest in yourself, so you can, you know, physically feel good, you can mentally feel good, and it's also good for the soul as well. When you take up a hobby and you're around like-minded people, it gives you a sense of belonging, so that's also good. So some people may decide to start their self-love journey through a triggering event, and that could be the most common one is usually heartbreak, romantic heartbreak. And that one, it's not so easy to say, oh, you should love yourself, because I'm sure if we all had the ability to, from the get-go, we would all love ourselves, so that wouldn't be a problem. But sometimes an event happens that throws you off course, and it can be hard to first identify, and it could be something that it may reveal some insecurities, It may make you second guess yourself because of something that happened. But taking these steps and these actions can also be used towards helping you with that heartbreak. So I don't want anyone to think, oh well, these are, you know, these are pretty general and you can't apply it to something as heavy as heartbreak, but you can. We have other videos that are going to come out that's talking more specifically about heartbreak and how to get over and how to find yourself as well. So it's going to interlink with the authentic self, but also more specifically about romantic relationships. So keep an eye out for that video.